This is buttery shrimp with Worcestershire and hot sauce, and I love it. It's a rich dish. But so first we peel and devein the shrimp. This is a shrimp peeler and deveiner. It's cheap. It's $5 to $7. It's my favorite. It's plastic. I do it in steps. So I run that through and peel and devein it. Then I take off the shell, and then I run it back through under cold water to try to remove any additional poop, sticky poop that might be like just hanging on. So these are, I'm throwing these on ice, but I'm going to eventually pat them dry and salt and pepper them and set them on a plate. And then we're going to move over to the stove. I'm going to bring a large pan, and nonstick works really well for fish or shrimp or very delicate meats. Bring a nonstick pan that's wide to medium-high heat and add butter and olive oil. Butter burns easy, so you add the olive oil to sort of temper that. You want the right amount of crispness on these shrimp. To ensure that they'll be crisp, you don't want to overcrowd the pan. You might have to do this in batches. So we throw the shrimp in and make a layer. You don't want the shrimp to steam, so you want full contact with the pan. If they're steaming, you may have too many in the pan. They may be too close. Your pan may need to come up to a higher heat, or you might have too much butter or olive oil in the pan. So that's kind of just troubleshooting. This takes a couple minutes, and you might want to, it'll be fine if they're steamed too, but I love that crispy edge on a seared piece of shrimp. So you're basically cooking these, or searing these all the way through. They could also not be cooked all the way through. But in the same pan, to kick up all that fun, you throw in more butter, deliciousness, add some onions and cook them until they're translucent. So add a little divot, add some garlic, and you're going to cook that until it's fragrant. That would be about 2 to 3 minutes for it to be fragrant. So you add the rosemary sprigs, and go ahead and add the Worcestershire, fresh lemon juice, and hot sauce. If you're sensitive to heat, leave the hot sauce out or use less. So mix this all around, bring it to a boil, and then reduce it to a simmer. Make sure it's all integrated, and that'll cook for about 3 minutes. At that point, and I'm using a whisk here, but this was not the right tool. I should have been using a spatula. So you're going to actually remove the rosemary sprigs and then add the heavy whipping cream. If it's too spicy or too strong, it will mellow out as it cools down. You can add a little bit more cream to sort of mellow it out a bit. Add the shrimp back in. There's going to be some delicious juices. And so if there are, add all of that back in and stir it all around. You're done. Serve it over rice or spaghetti or potatoes or whatever. But I love this dish around the holidays or when the weather starts to get a little bit cooler.